Hello, magic casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 36th episode of our first level spell series. Does your character have a devastating fear of heights? Or on the opposite end, is he a total rage and adrenaline junkie? In any case, if either of those sound like your character, then I'd recommend taking a look at this spell. Today we're going to be taking a look at Featherfall, which is actually a pretty cool name to say. It sounds like it might actually be an anime title or something of that nature. In any case, this spell is usable by the Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard, and Artificer, and it is found in the Player's Handbook, so we should all have access to it. With that hyped up introduction out of the way, let's take a look at the base mechanics here and get a better feel for how this spell works. Your cast time is one reaction, and it can only be taken after you've already fallen for 60 feet. The range is 60 feet as well. The duration is 1 whole minute, and the effect at a glance is as followed. Slows up to 5 creatures fall down to 60 feet around. No damage is taken if they land on before the spell ends. The components are verbal and material, meaning you have to speak forth an incantation, and the material component in this case is a small feather or piece of down. Really cool, it is not consumed in the casting of the spell as well. The school is Transmutation as well. Very, very cool stuff there. Let's take a look at the full description and get a better feel for how the spell works. Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per second until the spell ends. If the creature lands before the spell ends, it takes no fall damage and can land on its feet, and the spell ends for that creature. Very, very cool stuff there. Something I would like to point out if you are unfamiliar with the core rules of 5e, fall damage is usually calculated as 1d6 per every 10 feet. So you can imagine how in this case it could be very, very helpful. Something worth noting, however, is they have to be falling for at least 60 feet beforehand. So if they fall 50 feet, they're taking 5d6 damage, and there's nothing you can really do about it. But if they're falling more than that, this can really be a lifesaver for you and your party, for sure. That being said, it doesn't actually specify that all the creatures have to be in the same position, so they could be falling off different edges of the same building, and so long as they're all within 60 feet of you, you should be able to cast a spell with no problem. So you're not super limited in that regard either. Potentially, there's a lot of cool uses for this spell. With that being said, let's take a look at the alternative uses here. I have personally played in and DM games where characters have been able to combine this with a cantrip. The cantrip I'm speaking of is Gust. It essentially lets you manipulate air to one degree or another, and I've seen people use this to actually change their orientation as they fall, making this more like a kite, a glider, or even a parachute. It adds a level of control to the spell that I find isn't inherently game-breaking. You could also make the argument that this Featherfall spell does not remove momentum, meaning if you're running in one direction fast enough and you jump off, you will carry through in that direction, kind of like you're wearing a gliding suit or like one of those flying squirrels. Alternatively, you could also use this to help you get away. What I mean by that is if you are let's say running away from a creature and you all jump into a pool or pond, you could cast Featherfall on that creature and slow their rate of descent to the point where you'd be able to get away fairly quickly. I really like that. I've never seen it done. I've never heard of it being done, but I think it'd be hilarious to watch this terrifying beast trying to hunt you down only to fall in super slow-mo as he's just confused. I think it'd be hilarious. In any case, guys, if you have any alternative uses, crazy ideas, build concepts, combinations, or cool stories involving Featherfall, I'd really like to hear it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It means a ton to me. I always respond to comments, so if you want to have a conversation, feel free to start one up. In any case, have a great day, and as always, happy spellcasting.